Hello everyone, welcome back. We've got a little winter weather going on here. So I'm trying to get a few chores done. Let's see if this New Holland will start. Okay, it snowed a little bit. I'm getting some more wood into the house and feeding. Trying to get the gate open. At the moment, I'm going to show you one of our new additions while we weren't making any videos. This is Levi's old show heifer, one we call Fuzzy Bear. And if you remember, if you watch the videos, the bull I purchased about a year ago, last February, this is the first calf out of him. Little heifer calf. She's about a month old. She weighed about 65 pounds when she was born. Small calf, which is what we want. But man, she's growing good. Good calf. Pleased with her. She don't know exactly what to think about this winter weather, but we didn't quite get as much snow as they called for. If you watched the channel in the past, you know my faith in weather forecasters is not the strongest, but some areas did. And that's one thing about the mountains here in western North Carolina. 5 miles down the road in either direction, there may be a foot of snow, or there may be an inch of snow. You never know. So, I'm trying to let this tractor warm up a little bit. To get back, I gotta haul some wood down to the house. Now, we've got hay out for all the critters, so hay's not a problem. But just trying to get some wood in to the house. But anyhow, farming in 2022. Now, here's the deal on this. Believe it or not, I watch very little YouTube videos. I just don't. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do, but it's funny. I ask people to subscribe. But anyhow, I did get on YouTube yesterday during the snow and look around, and it seems to be a pretty common theme amongst farmers of all backgrounds, walks of life, and size. Going in 2022, well, let's back up to the end of 2021. End of 2021, well, all of 2021 actually, marketing was a bear. Stuff just didn't move. Now, what's the reason for that? I'm sure there's several, and you know, we all have our different opinions on it, but it's hard for people in most cases spend money when there's uncertainty, and that is one thing there's plenty of in the world today, is uncertainty. But so, you know, that may have affected it along with everything else. But so marketing was pretty tough. We had a decent year. You know, one thing that helped us locally on vegetables was the cost of fuel. We were suddenly very competitive on our prices compared to what shipping from other parts of the country or even out of the country were. But that's a double-edged sword. So going into 2022, I used quite a bit of triple 19 pre-mixed fertilizer. in my crops. It's one of the main fertilizers I use. And I think 2021, I'd have to look, seems like it was around $3.70 a ton, I believe. It is currently about $11.60 a ton. So if you sit down and do the math, and I'm going to use this as an example, don't quote me on these numbers, I'm just throwing these together, but it's to illustrate my problem. So if fertilizer and fuel and all the other inputs are around 3 times as much, in order to maintain the same profit margin, that means my crop's got to sell for 3 times as much. And I don't think people will pay it. I wouldn't. You know, you're getting up $50, $60 a sack for a sack of sweet corn. 5 dozen. I don't think I can sell very much corn at $10 a dozen. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. So that's a problem. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna keep farming. We've got some things, you know, some long-term diversification, if you will. And we'll talk more about that later. But what I'm gonna do is pull soil samples on all our ground, which I do normally. We always over fertilize, and people say we are throwing money away. Yes and no. And the phosphate and the potassium, phosphate and potash, stay in our soils pretty well here. Nitrogen leaches out relatively fast. As a matter of fact, the state of North Carolina, when they do a soil sample, they don't even test for nitrogen. They just give you a standard recommendation. So I'm hoping by over fertilizing for the past several years that we have banked phosphorus and potassium, and all I have to do is do a nitrogen application. Of course, nitrogen is extremely high too, so but that's kind of what I'm hoping. And as you've seen in the last video, I just purchased a corn picker. I can pretty sure, and I'll have to look to make sure, but I am pretty sure that I can get by with a pretty low fertilizer rate and grow field corn. And I'm pretty sure that that market will still be strong, my market where I sell it. So you know, it may be that that's what we do this year. I will try some vegetables, but you know what I'm gonna have to charge for them. And people say, well, you know, it may be, you know, vegetables probably gonna be high this year, it might be a good year. Yeah, if I go out and plant 20 acres of vegetables, I can only sell 5 acres of them, and I've got that ridiculous input cost in all 20. I won't be farming in 2023. Won't have nothing to farm with, though. Might come get everything. But that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, we're going to try to get by, get through. Why is fertilizer so high? Like I said, there's multiple factors, but one of the big driving ones is fuel. You know, fuel costs drives a lot of things, but so the farming outlook for myself, many other farmers, small, big, conventional, organic, cattle producers, whatever, is pretty bleak, to be honest with you. There's always opportunities in hard times, and you know, it may work out that that's what we run into this year, and I hope it is, but there's also a hard times and hard times. So, you know, that's part of it. But we're going into it. Like I said, we're going to do some heavy soil testing. Look real close at what we can get by with, basically. And we're going to try to grow a cheap crop this year. That's the plan. But anyhow, and we'll talk about, you know, what we're looking at down the road too. The vegetable industry, you know, labor is a huge part of the vegetables, especially on our scale. And it's basically non-existent in our area. And, you know, you grow your vegetables, the people buying them basically set the price, and, you know, it is what it is. I'm kind of tired of that, to be honest with you. I think I'm gonna try to farm and try it a little differently. We'll see how it goes. But anyhow, if you like what we're doing, want to follow us along, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we put up a video. If you have a question or comment, please do so. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, stay warm. We'll talk to you later. I gotta get some wood in. Bye.